In this video, we'll be learning about the measures of central tendencies, and what those are the mean, median, mode, and the range of a data set. So we're going to look at those four scenarios in this video, and I'll show you how all four of those are going to work. So the first one is mean. Mean is often thought of as the average, but it's the average value of the data set. So how do we find that data set? There's two steps to finding the average of a data set. First thing you want to do is add all of the numbers in the set, and then the next thing you're going to do is divide that number, whatever you get, by the number of numbers in the set. So if there's 12 numbers in the set, we're going to divide it by 12. So it just depends on how many numbers are in that set. And the median is going to be the middle numbers if we have it in order. So we're going to have to try to figure out how to do this, but it's the middle number of an ordered set. So how do we do this? There's, once again, two steps to doing this. The first step we're going to have to do is write the data set in numerical order. So we want it to go from smallest to largest using all of the numbers. The second thing we're going to do is find the middle number that's in that set. Quick little asterisk here. If you have an even set, or a set that has an even number of items that are in there, you're going to have to average the two middle numbers. Basically think of it like a tie of who or what is in the middle. So we have to find the average of those two middle numbers. And the next number to talk about is the mode, and the mode is the number that appears or occurs the most often. So I always think mode and the most. So you're looking for one that happens the most often. So how do we find that? Once again, two steps to think about that one. One is we want to make sure we write the numbers in numerical order, so from smallest to largest. And then you want to try to figure out which ones happen the most. Now, technically, you don't have to write them in order, but sometimes it's easier to see if it's a duplicate or not. So I think it's a good idea just to write them in numerical order. You're usually going to have to do that for the other ones anyway, so you might as well. So we're going to find the number of numbers that appear the most. Now, the mode can have a couple unique scenarios, but you can have no mode, actually. So if there's nothing that repeats, you can have just one mode. So if you have one number that has the most often occurrence, or you could have more than one. So if you have a tie, let's say 3 and 5 both have it twice, then they can both be the mode. So you can have two that tie for the most that occur. And the last one is the range. The range is going to be the difference. So subtraction, the difference of the highest and the lowest term. It's basically finding out the span, how far apart the minimum and maximum values are. So how do we find this? First thing we do is we just subtract the smallest number in the set from the largest number in the set. So that's always what we want to think about, is take the smallest, subtract it from the largest. So really we're going to go the largest minus the smallest. We always want that range to be a positive number. So that's why we picked the bigger one minus the smaller one. All right, so here's an example for you. Suppose your test scores for this term were 60, 89, 83, 99, 95, and 60. And I want to find the mean, median, and mode and the range for this set, just to see what that would be. Most of the time we'll score on a mean, but it might be kind of nice to know what the middle number is, the median. And so we'll see what those are going to be. First thing I do is just put it in order. So I like to underline, or you can scratch out if you want, but I like to get all of my number sets in numerical order, so from smallest to largest. That's always a good thing to do. I didn't really need to do that for the mean, but I thought it was worthwhile. I'm going to need to do it for the other one, so I might as well do it now. So for the mean, I'm going to add together all of those numbers in that set, and then I'll divide by how many numbers there are. There are 6 total numbers there, so I just divide that answer by 6. Now, I would just put the numerator on my calculator and get 486, divide that by 6. Once again, throw that in your calculator, and we'll get 81. So 81 would be my test average over those 6 tests. And the next one I want to find is going to be the median, and that's the middle number. Now, I do have an even number of terms here. I have six numbers in that set, and so Since I don't have an odd number, I don't have a direct middle number. So even I have to pick the two that are in the middle, and I have to average those. So 83 and 89 are kind of tied for what's in the middle of that set. And so I'm going to add those together and divide it by 2. Essentially, I'm finding the mean of those two numbers that could have been the median. So I'm going to add them together, divide by 2, and I get 86 for the median. And so this 86 number is representing basically the direct middle of that set. So I know 86 is not a number in the set, neither is 81 for the test average, but it's the number that would have the same equal amount on the upper and the lower. So that's the direct middle of that set. The next thing I want to find is the mode, and that's the one that occurs the most often. So I'm looking for any kind of repeats. Once again, having it in order helps me see it just a little bit, but I see that there's 60 that happens twice, and all the other numbers are unique. They just happen once. So 60 is the one that happens the most often, so 60 is going to be the mode. And the last thing we want to find here is going to be the range. That's basically the span of the set. So we want to take the upper, or the largest number there, and subtract the lowest number. So we're going to take the largest, 99, minus 60, which is the lower, and we get 39. So 39 is the spread, or how far apart this thing goes from the lowest number to the highest number. All right, we're going to take a look at one more example. Let's say your test scores for this term were 30, 70, 90, 90, 91, 99, and 100. I went ahead and put it in order already. Let's say it wasn't. That's the first thing I would do is put it in numerical order. So smallest to largest is a good idea. So let's go ahead and find the mean, the median, the mode, and the range, so those central tendencies. So we're going to take a look at the first one, that is the mean, and the mean, once again, is the average. And so we're going to add together all of our numbers in the set, and then we're going to divide it by how many numbers are in there. So it's 7 total numbers, and I just added all the terms, divide that by 7, so 580 is the total, and then 82.86 would be the average test score for this term. The median would be the middle number, so the middle number, if it's in order, looks like I have 7 terms on this one, so I actually have a direct middle number here, and 90 is the middle. It's that second 90. So basically I have 3 above and 3 below that 90 as far as the terms go. The mode is the one that happens the most often. 90 shows up twice, so 90 would be the mode for this one. And then the range, or the spread of this, is the upper minus the lower, or the maximum minus the minimum, or the 100, which is the highest number, minus the lowest number, 30, and so that gives me 70. So 70 would be the range.